Welcome back to Movies Are So Back, the YouTube movie review channel where I, Ethan Simmie, ask the question, are movies so back? The final Academy Awards precursor show has happened. It has transpired. The SAG Awards are official. We have our winners, we have our acceptance speeches, and we have what it might mean for Oscars on March 2nd. I have thoughts, I have reactions, and I have my final Oscar predictions for the big 5 categories that were announced at SAG. So let's talk about it. Overall, I think the telecast was pretty good. There were some good deep cut bits, which I appreciated and more entertaining. I think the best part of the telecast were the clips. They gave us clips. They gave us an incredible montage of We Love LA, which just made me want to move to LA like now, literally right now. We got a great montage of all the movies and TV shows from the year. We got clips of every single nominee. Academy, I ask you, how hard is it to make clips? Just make the clips like SAG makes. It's not that difficult. We want clips. Okay, great. I've got that out of the way. Let's talk about the winners of SAG and what could it possibly mean for the Academy Awards on March 2nd. I feel like there were really 2 locked up, non-surprising wins that took place at SAG and 3 more surprising, more entertaining wins that could have the potential to shake up the Academy Awards race. We shall see. The first of the kind of locked, unsurprising wins is Zoe Saldana winning for Best Supporting Actress. Now, of course, this is an Emilia Perez win, which is unfortunate and a weird situation I could imagine for Zoe Saldana to be in here. I like to think that this is for her work in Avatar. That's just how I play this in my mind to kind of justify this. I will say I wouldn't really necessarily want to be her in this situation, and I wouldn't really want to be Netflix in this situation either. A very strange predicament to be in. I would have loved personally to see Monica Barbaro take home this win for A Complete Unknown. I think she is deserving. I would personally be giving the Oscar to Monica Barbaro, but again, Zoe Saldana, this is an unsurprising win. We all knew this was going to happen. The second of the unsurprising and locked up wins was Kieran Culkin for Best Supporting Actor for A Real Pain. He has just been steamrolling this entire award season, this entire awards campaign, and he's been doing what he does best, is just being Kieran Culkin and getting up and talking about how heavy the actor's statue is and how the situation that he's playing out in his head about how they determined the weight of the statue. And you know what? I think people love that. I love that. I think it's great. I think he should continue being Kieran, and that is why he's going to win an Oscar, in my opinion. But this, I think, out of all of the races, is the least surprising win, the absolute most locked up category for SAG and for the Academy Awards. Now, the 3 other categories that SAG presented were a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more up in the air, and I think caused a little bit more consternation about what it could mean for the Academy Awards. The first of those categories, Best Leading Actress, went to Demi Moore for The Substance. This really, going into SAG, was a 2-horse race between Demi and Mikey Madison. Demi, going into this, had won the Golden Globe and the Critics' Choice Award. Demi had recently won the BAFTA, the most recent precursor, so she kind of had a lot of juice going into this awards. I thought it was imperative that Mikey Madison win here in order to keep her chances alive for an Academy Award, but I will say that Oscars voting ended before SAG presented. It ended on February 18th and SAG took place on the 23rd. So who's to say if this is an overwhelming kind of definition of where we're headed on Academy Award night? But I do think Demi Moore winning here is a big win for her. She continues to give really great acceptance speeches that prove how hard she has worked to get to this position and why she is deserving of an Academy Award. Will she win? I don't know. I'm going to do my final predictions here at the very end of the video, but it is a big win for her, and in my opinion, a really big win for The Substance in general. Fascinating stat regarding this as well, because Anora did not win the Best Cast Ensemble Award. Anora went home empty-handed on SAG and joins a very elite group of only 2 movies, Brokeback Mountain and The Hurt Locker, as movies that have gone on to win DGA, PGA, WGA, and lost all the SAG bids. That doesn't bode well for Anora, in my opinion. Anora had a lot of juice coming off of BAFTA, and SAG just kind of deflated that instantaneously. I thought that was a really big blow to Anora, and I just don't know how Anora is going to perform on March 2nd anymore. The biggest upset, the biggest surprise win of the night, in my opinion, was Timothée Chalamet winning for Best Actor. This is his first major award that he has won. Now, I have a lot of thoughts regarding this, but I think it was really cool. Besides the fact that I wanted Adrien Brody to win more than anything, and my 6-year-old and 4-year-old daughters knew that and saw me enter an absolute just spiral of rage and panic when Adrien Brody lost. I was pounding on countertops and they said, "Dad, the Brutalist didn't win." And I said, "I know." Besides that fact, I think this win is pretty cool. I'm pretty lukewarm on Timothée Chalamet. I will say I'm a world famous Wonka hater, but his acceptance speech is pretty good. It was pretty good. He got up there and he was basically like, "Look, I want to be great. I want to be one of the greatest, and this is the beginning." I think that's really cool. And like, my opinion of him changed in real time. And I think that him winning an Academy Award would be really cool. Again, will he? I'm not going to give away my prediction quite yet, but I think much like Anora losing, Mikey Madison losing there, Anora losing for best cast, I think this is a big blow for The Brutalist and really signifies where the Screen Actors Guild is turning their attention. But I want to put a pin in this Timothée Chalamet versus Adrien Brody conversation because much like lead actress, it's a two-horse race for sure. And I want to come back to this and the narrative surrounding both of these categories, which I think is really fascinating. A Hollywood stalwart versus a newbie and the new face of Hollywood. The final award of the night, along with the most prestigious of the awards, was the Best Cast in a Motion Picture. Now, this award went to Conclave. It went to Conclave, and I just want to say I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't put it on a video. Silly me. I didn't tweet it. Silly me. I said, and my family can prove on the stand, that I said moments before Conclave was announced, I said, "Guys, Conclave is going to win here. Just watch." What happened? Conclave freaking won. And I think this is huge. I think this is huge for Conclave. And I think this is big for the Academy Awards. And I think this is a great transition into talking about final predictions for the biggest night in Hollywood, March 2nd, the Oscars, the Academy Awards, because I think that SAG had a pretty good shakeup for what we might see. Lead actress, my final prediction to win is Demi Moore. I know a lot of people are saying Mikey Madison is going to win, but I'm returning to that pin that I put in this conversation earlier between lead actress and lead actor categories. The fact that we have a Hollywood legend and a Hollywood stalwart versus kind of an up-and-comer new face of Hollywood in both of these categories. Timothée Chalamet versus Adrien Brody. We have Mikey Madison versus Demi Moore. I think the narrative here is a narrative that will play across both categories. And I think SAG, regarding Timothée Chalamet specifically, we're a little bit more like, hey, let's give him SAG because we're going to give the other guy the Oscar. Now with Demi, I think a very united front on this. I think SAG is a great indicator of where we are going. And the thing that I'm thinking about with both of these categories that SAG doesn't necessarily kind of represent is the much more international side of the voting body here and the older side of the voting body and the other branches that will be voting. And I just think the narrative for Demi is too strong, too powerful to skirt and to go around. And I think she is going to be winning the Academy Award. Her acceptance speeches going all throughout the season have been really, really wondrously done and proven a point as to why she should win. And I think people have really picked up on that. So Demi Moore winning lead actress is my final Oscars prediction for that category. And for the other category for best lead actor, I'm actually sticking with Adrien Brody. That is I'm putting it here on video. I'm learning from my mistakes of not putting Conclave here on my SAG predictions on video. So I'm doing it here. Adrien Brody will win best lead actor at the Academy Awards on March 2nd. Now, the narrative with Demi, I think, is going to stick with Demi. The narrative in lead actor versus, this young up-and-comer of Hollywood versus this Hollywood stalwart, a guy who, fascinatingly enough, currently holds the record for the youngest Academy Award for a male actor in Adrien Brody for The Pianist, and could be overtaken by Timothée Chalamet and could take that record away from him, which I think is a really fascinating battle going into this season. I just don't think it's happening. I think that The Brutalist is a much more internationally biased film, and that's a whole different topic that we can get into. And I also think The Brutalist has a shot to kind of sweep up a little bit of that older audience. Now, I know A Complete Unknown has a large swath of that older audience kind of locked because it's a classic biopic by James Mangold about a guy that people adore and love and have grown up with. So there's always that little nugget in there, but I do think Adrian Brody is still going to take this home. I think he still has it. And I just don't see the Academy being ready to garner Timothy with this. But, you know, lo and behold, right after the Oscars, I'm sure that I will be proven wrong. And I'm sure that Timmy will, in fact, become the youngest Academy Award winner for lead actor. But I can hope for Adrian Brody, I guess. My final prediction for the biggest category, Best Picture, is Conclave. And it is my final prediction for at least for right now, until I tweet probably moments after this video goes live that I have changed my prediction. But I swear to you that I am sticking with this. Conclave will be winning Best Picture on March 2nd. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ethan, don't be swayed too heavily by SAG. And I can tell you I'm not, because I have on video proof, and on podcasts proof, and on tweets proof that I have said since day one, Conclave would be the Best Picture winner. My short and sweet reasoning for this is that is the perfect preferential ballot movie. It is the absolute home run number 2 or 3, because as those preferential ballots happen and as we start whittling away those ballots and who is putting things at 2 and 3, it is, in my opinion, always going to be Conclave. The Brutalist won't do it. Anora won't do it. A Complete Unknown won't do it. These are too up in the air to be the 1 or the 4 spot, I think. And as people start whittling, it's going to go to Conclave. I think it is a perfect Academy movie as well. It is an old school classic adult thriller. So Conclave will be winning Best Picture. I hope that I'm right about this. I hope that I'm right. And I wouldn't mind this at all. I do think it would be lame given the circumstances of Anora possibly winning or The Brutalist possibly winning. Movies that I think would age better as Best Picture winners than Conclave would. But again, when has the Academy ever cared about its legacy and longevity? Never would be the answer for that. So I'm going with Conclave. What did you think of SAG? Did you watch it? Did you have a good time? What do you think it changes about the race for the Academy Awards? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And what are your final predictions for the Oscars? Drop a comment below. Let me know who you think is going to win in each of the big categories, and tell me why Conclave is winning Best Picture, because I'm standing by it. I'm tripling down. I'm quadrupling down. Guys, the longer that I make this video, the more convinced I am that it's going to be Conclave. Anyway, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of the whole thing. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell so you are always notified anytime that I drop a new movie review or prediction or television show review. You can also follow me on Letterboxd to find all of my thoughts and musings on movies over there. And I'll see you in the next video.